CaneSport TV. We're here with Damione Lewis, and it's showtime, man. This is what you came here for. You got Notre Dame on opening night.
Yeah,
man, it's about
it's been a small journey so far. You know, got here in February, and it just seemed like forever to get to this point. But you know, I think the boys are ready to go. I know our coaching staff are ready to go, and it's time to start building brick by brick what we want to be for the season. You know, I understand we have a really big game in the opener, but that's probably the least important thing right now. I think it's more about building that camaraderie, building that team unity, bringing these guys together, and let's get this 25 Hurricane team ready to go out and be one of the best.
The old school Canes, their blood's been shaken up, man. They got, well, they got one of their own back in the D-line room, and now you got Notre Dame to start the season. It feels like the old days, but how's the defensive line coming together? Obviously, such a key part of this defense is going to be your group, and how are they coming along?
I think they're coming along fine. I think we are in a really good spot going into the spring. Most importantly, everybody's healthy. You know, we had some guys that got banged up in the spring, but those guys are now getting back, and if they're not practicing tomorrow, they'll be practicing, by the end of the first week. So we're going to be right where we need to be health-wise, which is the most important. As all, your best ability is availability. But I think just development, I feel like what we're doing with them in the pass rush with Coach JT, what I'm doing with the guys inside in the run game and the pass rush stuff, I think they're really locking into what we're asking them to do, and they're doing it at a high level. Now we got this whole summer to clean up techniques, get more physical up front, play more physical up front. We got a great opponent every day in practice with our offensive line, so I'm looking for these guys to get on the stair step and start climbing so we can get way better than where we finished at in the spring. I see our interior defensive line and our defensive line as a whole is having an opportunity to be one of the best in the country, but its work has to be done to achieve that. We're not there yet.
Not a lot of proven inside,
no.
Which means your job is really big. Who's stepping up for you? Who's rising to the occasion for Damione Lewis?
I feel like as a room, from when I first got here to where we are now, everybody has made jumps, and I'm just going to hold my water on who's going to be and what's going to be what. I want to see how these guys get through the first couple of weeks of practice, with me pushing on them, with Coach pushing on them, and us trying to develop that team toughness that we need and that unit toughness that we need. In my opinion, we don't have a starter. Blade, whether it be Justin, whether it be Ahmad, whether it be one of the young guys, we don't have a starter right now. So those guys got to come out and prove it to me every day. I don't want to see it, on Thursday, and then I don't see you flash again until next Thursday. Like, we're not doing that. I want to see you come out and be consistent and bring it every single day in practice, doing it the way we ask you to do it, and developing the way I'm pushing and prodding for you to develop, so we can be a great unit, not just great individuals. So I'm just really looking for that. So I really don't know which one of these guys is going to come out of the smoke. I got great feelings about a few of them, but let's see, but because even like the Artavius has gotten way better. Dalen has gotten way better. Sam Kofel has gotten way better. Like, these guys are improving and they're pushing. And I want to make sure that those young guys are pushing the older guys, because those reps are going to be precious. And you're going to earn every one you get. And that's the message we're putting in the room. Like, there's no starters. You guys will earn every snap you get. So I want to make sure we got that competition going before we can get into who's going to be starting and who's not.
All right, then let me ask you about a guy that I know you got to have it from, and that's Justin Scott. And, he comes in here, he gets the 5-star label out of high school.
Yeah.
I was joking with, it's a great thing when you're in high school, not necessarily the greatest thing when you're in college, because everybody expects you to be an All-American from the day you set foot on campus. How's his game coming along?
He's come a long way, because this was funny. They gave him 5 stars and he bench pressed 225 coming out of high school.
Right.
What world they do that in? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he's had to develop his body. He's had to get into the weight room. He's bought into that. He had to get much stronger. He bought into that, and he's achieving those goals. So for him, he's still a puppy. He's not an older guy. He didn't play a lot of snaps last year. So you're looking at this guy as he still needs to be developed, and you hope that as we go throughout the season, he gets better and better every week. But that'll show if he's getting better and better every day in practice. If he's going to keep climbing and getting better as he goes, I expect him to come out and be a dominant player for us somewhere down the line. How soon that is going to be, it's going to be totally up to him and how he takes to the coaching and how he gets out there and plays on Saturday.
Moten's a kid that has flashed at times out there, has never been able to really put it together consistently. Where's he at?
I look at him as a guy at the end of the season, he was playing great football for UM. Can we get him to start the season like he finished it last year? To me, he's probably the most talented guy we have in our room. Like, he is explosive off the ball, he's big, he's strong, he moves extremely well laterally, just like he does getting off the ball going forward. He has all the tools. Now it's about him just being consistent. Can we lock in on the mental part of the game so I can mentally be locked into what I'm supposed to do and play at a consistent high level throughout the season, which is also a part of the whole process of the development, where they got to come in and we got to do it every day. You got to do it every day in practice, because if you can't do it every day in practice, no way you're going to do it every day in the game. So even for him, the development is, can we develop the mental side, the mental toughness that he needs to do it consistently the same every day. So if he does that, without a doubt, he's going to be amazing for us. If he doesn't, then the player is going to be inconsistent. That's what I'm trying to avoid with him. I want him to be a consistent player.
You brought in Blay for a little veteran stability. He's obviously played college football, not at this level.
Right.
How's he adapting?
I think he's adapting well. He's got a great battle every day in practice. In the spring, he's going against Coop a lot. So he's gotten exponentially better at playing blocks, getting off the blocks and stuff like that. He's not as quick as a Moten is off the ball. He's not as long as a Justin Scott is. But what he brings is that he is an anchor. You cannot move him. So for him, he's got enough quickness to get off the ball to where he can penetrate, and he's strong enough to where he can put hands on people and press and anchor, and that's what's going to be to his benefit with our defense. Like when he's playing, whether he's playing three technique or nose, when it's run game, I expect him to be a monster inside in the run. I think he's really coming along and kind of locking that role down for us. I think he's doing a great job so far in the spring, so I'm just looking for him to improve, and then the playmaking and all that stuff will come once he gets a feel for what he's getting in the blocking schemes and stuff like that. But I think he's going to do really well for us.
Dant Simpson's a true freshman, came in here and kind of shocked everybody.
Yeah.
You don't see true freshmen that are competing like that in their first spring like he was. Can he have a role for you this year?
Yeah, if he keeps going, and my response to him was, well, you did a great job in the spring, but now we got to keep it going. Spring means absolutely nothing come tomorrow. That was just a baseline for us to see what kind of player that you could possibly be. Now you got to come out and be that every day, because they count now. Every one of these practices count. Can you hold it together mentally? Can you hold it together physically and stay available physically to be able to be, part of this defense and be able to be a productive part of this defensive line? That's going to be the big challenge for him. And I think he'll answer the bell, but only time will tell. He's a freshman, and when you're playing true freshman, man, that thing can go either way. And which is also another kid that didn't come in here with a lot of accolades as a 4-star, 5-star. But he came here, he's worked his tail off, and he's done everything we asked him to do. If he keeps that attitude, keeps that mindset, we'll see where it goes for him.
Hayden Low is a guy that came in here with those accolades, but has not disappointed at all. I know he's primarily an end, but he did play inside some in high school. Is he somebody that can help you inside a little bit, maybe particularly in passing situations?
I think right now for him, the main thing is keeping him in the end. And as he develops, who knows, we're going to play multiple schemes, going to have different things going on, and who knows how Corey wants to use them as we get down the stretch. But right now, as we're getting started, I think the most important thing for him to do is play that defensive end and master that. Right now, he's a young pup. You don't want to put a lot on his brain. Right. You don't want to overload him with information and stuff like that from moving in from three technique or nose out the defensive end. So I think for him right now, just because of the learning of the defense and stuff like that, he needs to be locked in and playing in and getting as many reps out there as he can.
Your thoughts on the new defense?
I love it. I think it's a really good scheme. I think what we're doing is just being able to get into multiple fronts, be able to confuse the offense a little bit, and just feel like we're doing a great job of guys kind of buying into it, because no defense is worth a damn if nobody knows what they're doing.
Right.
So I think it's simple enough and simplicity enough of what we're doing that everybody can grasp and learn the concepts, and I think that's where we are right now, just making sure everybody's got it lock and key, and then we can start getting, a little bit inventive with stuff as it moves on. But for right now, what we're doing in our base packages, I think it's amazing. It's really good for our guys. They're able to play fast, they're able to play physical, and that's all you can ask for as a defense. If a defense is playing fast and physical, running to the ball, hitting and having fun, it's a hard defense to play against.
And lastly, it's been a few months now. What's it like? What's it been like for you to be back at the U?
It's been awesome, man. It's been 25 years since I've been a part of a training camp. It's been a long time. I'm over aging myself. I know I still look young, but yeah, I'm getting on up there a little bit.
You got those grays in the sideburns.
Oh man, that's just a little salt and pepper, man. This is wisdom.
You're dying up top though, no doubt.
Yeah, but it's been awesome, man. Just knowing what we were when we were here, and knowing where we came from when we were here. Remember when I got here on probation, we came with 12 scholarships. Like, times was hard, so we had to get it from the mud, we had to scrap. And that mentality is the mentality that this team has to roll into. Like, we got to come together. We got to have camaraderie. We got to become a unit. We got to do everything as one. You know, one sound mind, one sound body. We all moving toward the same goal, and that's what training camp is for. I feel like if we can grasp that concept, that this is a sneaky, really good football team. Really good football team.
You're obviously coaching defensive tackles, but do you try to have that voice up and down the locker room, like that, you know, talking about exactly what you're talking about?
I'm gonna be me. So I joke around with the linebackers, I joke around with the DBs. Like, I'm always, you know, talking and messing around with guys and having a good time with them and stuff like that. But I also grab them when it's something serious or something pertinent they need to know. I'll grab them and pull them to the side and have a conversation with them. But you don't get there if you don't have the mutual respect between yourself as a coach and the guys in the locker room. You know, and like I told them, I got pelts on the wall here. So you go walk around this hall, you see my name somewhere, I'm pretty sure you'll find it. Right. So I've put in the work. I've been here. I've been a part of this. So I'm not telling you something because I need you to do it for me as a coach. I'm telling you something because I represent orange and green just like you do. This shit means more to me, and it can't mean more to me than it means to you. Because if you're a Hurricane, this has got to be what you eat, sleep, and breathe. Mm-hmm. That's just how we roll. It's been like that since the 80s. Mm-hmm. That's just how we roll. So if you ain't with that, we got a problem. Right. And we got a severe problem. You know, so it's a level of commitment to this program that is natural, and it comes with that. You know, from the Michael Irvins and the Jerome Browns all the way through. Like, you have to be committed to being a Miami Hurricane. It ain't like going nowhere else. You chose here because we different. So you got to be different. It's plain and simple.
All right, D-Lou.
Sorry, I said the S word, didn't I?
Who cares? Who cares, man? It's the internet.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, thank you so much,
No,
man.
you're welcome.
Looking forward to it.